Okay, so I'm going to try to explain my little doodle as best as I can. So these top two are basically a duplication of what was the given information of country A and country B without trade. So this is before trade, and so country A, they consume a little bit more of good Y than they do good X, and country B is just the opposite. They consume more of good X than they do good Y. And so they're at equilibrium as far as where they produce and consume. So because they don't trade, they produce and consume the exact same amount in their own respective economies. Now, post-trade, what they should do, because their PPF is curved, post-trade, they should actually both produce right at the middle of their PPF. So they both should produce right at the middle of their PPF. And the reason why, here's the second sheet, is production is actually maximized on a curved PPF if they do it right at the middle. Whereas if it's straight, it's if both ends are 10, any combination is always going to equal 10 because you have 10 and 0, you have 0 and 10, you have 5 and 5, so you're only going to produce 10. But if both ends are 10, you have 10 and 10, or 10 and 0, 0 and 10. But in the middle, because it bows outward, you could get a 6 and 6. So you actually make more stuff by doing this. Considering if the products or the goods were equal. So you produce more things with a bowed outward PPF. So they both will produce at the middle where their output produced is maximized, the middle of their curved PPFs. But country A is going to want to consume more of good Y. So what they will do is they will sell their good X that they do not need at a price that is that would be lower than what they're willing to pay to buy more of good Y from country B. So they both produce to maximize their output, but then through trade they readjust to meet their own individual preferences for products. And then here's the key. So the blue would be what they import from the other country. The red would be what they export to the other country. So because country A has a preference towards a good Y, they would export the good X that they do not want to country B, and they would import extra they would import the good Y that country B does not want, and likewise for country B and country A. So through this, they're actually maximizing their output, so that there's more goods in the economy, and they can, they both can maximize their utility with more goods, and they adjust their consumption through importing and exporting to the different countries. And hopefully this rambling explains just a little bit on how they can both maximize their utilities by using trade and with their curve PPFs taken into consideration.